number of years, brought to you by American National Bank and Trust, member FDIC. Progress. Forward or onward movement toward a destination. On the west side of I-35E, that destination is more visible than ever. New buildings like the Mean Green Track and Soccer Complex, the indoor practice facility, and of course, Apogee Stadium. But progress can't begin without a solid foundation, and in this case, all of it sits right on top of where that foundation began.
I've always had a soft spot in my heart for North Texas. People don't know, but I went 1 year to Oklahoma A&M, now called Oklahoma State. I went 1 week to SMU, it didn't last long there. And then I went a year to what is called InTech. It's now UTA, University of Texas at Arlington. It's kind of like I told my grandkids. I said, I took a 4-year education and crammed it into 6 years.
Legendary golfer Don January stepped foot on the campus of then North Texas State University in the fall of 1949 to join the first championship golf program in the state of Texas, led by Coach Fred Cobb.
Golly, he was just great. He knew how to handle people, and each one of us an individual, and one of us needed to be hit in the head, and the other needed patted on the butt, and everybody's different, and he understood that and knew that.
North Texas won 4 straight national titles from 1949 to 1952, a feat made possible due to the skills honed on the land where the Mean Green Sports Village now sits.
9-hole golf course, had a little clubhouse. It didn't have a lot of grass on it. In the clubhouse, it had room where you could hold dances in it, and it had a little wet bar that you could get soft drinks at. And downstairs, it had a locker room and the golf shop, and also a little, kind of like a 1-bedroom apartment that the caretaker stayed in. It was a student and his wife.
In order to meet scholarship standards back then, Don and others would teach physical education classes on the course and spend much of their other time playing the course themselves or with others.
Fred Cobb used to have Byron Nelson come over and give those PE classes a clinic every spring, and also play 9 holes with the team. And Byron was such a great guy, and he and Fred Cobb were friends. And so there again, the school under Fred and sucked in Byron Nelson to come help, and he did.
The NTSU golf course was an important part of their championship run, and what the course lacked in style, it more than made up for in sheer convenience.
Fred Cobb put me up in a room, and from there we walked to the golf course down that side road and across the highway. Of course, we didn't have the big ramp anyway. It wasn't 35E, how it was, but then it was 2 lanes. It wasn't 4-lane expressway. It was so convenient. It was, quote, almost on campus. The golf course was. It was a 5-minute walk from the dorm down to the course and back. And so without it, having to maybe go 30 miles or something to practice or play, or it might have made a difference in how much time you really spend at it, or what your attitude would be because of having to make that extra way to go do things and being on someone else's property. We played all our home matches on that little 9-hole golf course, and never got beat, by the way.
The 9-hole course would later add 9 more and become Eagle Point, a 6,500-yard par 70 course that would later be closed down in 2003 to make way for plans that closer resemble the current landscape. It's been over 40 years since North Texas has enjoyed their own facilities as a part of campus. But that all changes when the Bruzzies UNT Golf Practice Facility breaks ground in the near future, continuing progress in what is really a lesson in foundation.
It's great that part of that old place is going to be used again for the golf team. Golf was just everything to me. It ended up being a livelihood, I was very fortunate that turned out that way. It didn't have to turn out that way. You know, golly, everything I've done has golf tied to it. So I'm very fortunate that it happened to me that way. It didn't have to. You know, I could have been a bum or a school teacher or whatever. You know, who knows? It worked out. I was very fortunate, and all of that goes back to that base that North Texas gave me. And I wouldn't be where I am or what I am without it. And I'll always be thankful for that.